People of Jerusalem, friends of Rome, we celebrate the power of man. You will see them race for glory. You will see them fight for honor. You will see them die for you.
Should have stayed away.
You should have killed me.
I will.
That's a pivotal scene from the remake of the classic film Ben-Hur. The film is the focus of this special edition of Studio 5. I am Sheikh Ilderim, an Arab and a horse trainer who agrees to allow Judah Ben-Hur to race my chariot. My character was created by Lew Wallace, the author of the 1880 novel Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ. And Morgan Freeman portrays me in this latest version of the film. We have more on Morgan and the movie in a moment. But first, here's your Studio 5 Top 5 Ben-Hur edition.
Coming in at number 5.
My earliest memory of my dad is from the set of Ben-Hur.
Charlton Heston played the role of Judah Ben-Hur in the 1959 critically acclaimed film, but he was initially offered the role of Messala.
To tell me the names of criminals is hardly informing.
They're not criminals, Messala. They're patriots.
Patriots!
Yes, like
Patriots!
In the end, Stephen Boyd filled the Messala role and earned the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor. At number 4, the Ben-Hur chariot race is one of the most famous scenes in American film history. In fact, it required 15,000 extras and 18 chariots. Producers filmed the scene over 5 weeks on an 18-acre back lot at Cinecittà Studios just outside Rome. Number 3 in our top 5 countdown.
God, help me.
This scene shows Ben-Hur's encounter with Christ, and it's worth noting this is the only Hollywood film to make the Vatican-approved film list in the category of religion. Moving on to number 2.
41.
A month's less a day in this ship.
MGM spent $15 million on this production. That was a massive risk the studio took to save itself from bankruptcy. It paid off, with the film earning $75 million. And at number 1.
You have the spirit to fight back, but the good sense to control it.
Ben-Hur is the first of 3 films to have won 11 Academy Awards, including the Best Picture Oscar. Titanic and The Lord of the Rings are the other 2.
You are all condemned men.
This is George Thomas with your top 5 from Studio 5 Ben-Hur edition.
So row well and live.
Mark Burnett and Roma Downey are the producers behind Ben-Hur. They have a reputation for making faith films that appeal to all audiences, including moviegoers who've never stepped foot inside a church. I sat down with the husband and wife team to talk about their quest to make Ben-Hur an epic, action-packed end-of-summer blockbuster. This is your Ben-Hur Studio 5 interview. From authentic chariot race scenes filmed without computer-generated graphics.
They've built a full track and we're actually pulling 4 real horses on a chariot.
To the star-studded cast.
The world you live in is Rome's. Their laws, their power.
The team behind the new Ben-Hur pulled out all the stops to make sure the remake of the 1950s classic lived up to its 11-time Academy Award-winning predecessor.
God, help me.
Producers Mark Burnett and Roma Downey say taking on Ben-Hur was intimidating, but definitely a project they felt called to do.
When Gary Barber, the chairman of MGM, came to us, having seen the Bible and Son of God and AD, and realized what we'd brought to those projects, he felt that we'd be a good addition to his team on Ben-Hur. We talked it through, we prayed on it, and decided that we should take the challenge because the opportunity may never come along again, and that we'd be able to guide and protect that message in the right way.
For a whole new generation, too, of moviegoers, you know. I mean, yes, that movie was spectacular, but it was 1959, so it was a very long time ago, and it was also a very long movie. You know, we have made an accessible movie for the ages, you know, a movie for a new generation of moviegoers. And we're hoping that through this great, big, epic action-adventure movie, audiences from all quadrants, you know, all age groups and all faith backgrounds will come to this film, and yet they will be touched by the story of this man's encounter with Jesus Christ and how his life is transformed because of that encounter.
The casting, the first voice we hear when this film begins is Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, the most famous voice on the entire planet.
That sort of sets the stage. His role is it's elevated but very compelling.
Yes, he's amazing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be any better way to open this movie than him setting the stage in that voice. And, you know, his relationship with Judah Ben-Hur.
Written so beautifully by John Ridley, of course, who won the Oscar for 12 Years a Slave.
Yes.
And he's really created characters with depth, storylines that intertwine, so it's an interesting story. It's got a lot going on. And yet in that final miracle at the end of the movie, without spoiling it for anybody that hasn't seen it, you know, there is a miracle where the healing that happens is really for all of our main characters. We see it happen in the heart of Judah Ben-Hur. We see it in the coming together of the brothers. We see it in the character of Ildren, played by Morgan Freeman, where his heart is healed and restored. And of course, we see it in the mother and the sister, and in the miracle that occurs in their life.
When we talk about forgiveness and accepting people for who they are, it just seems like this message still needs to be told. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely. You know, at our production company, Lightworkers Media, we have a mantra that it's better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. And through our work, where we can, try to do that, to create movies that have at their heart a story of inspiration, a story of hope. And this film, I think, certainly embodies that at a time in our world where we are hurting, where there is a lot of heartache, and that this story brings hope and a reminder that there is another way to be together, and that forgiveness through grace is a way for redemption.
And congratulations are in order for Ben-Hur producer Roma Downey. She recently earned her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Still ahead on this Ben-Hur edition of Studio 5. A look inside the Ben-Hur chariot race. The speed at which you're going or during the circus, intimidating?
Yeah, I chipped a tooth. A stone hit me in the tooth.
I'm a chariot racer. By that I mean I have chariots, and it's like owning race cars. You know, I own a chariot and horses, and he proves to be quite effective with horses. And I have a very sick horse, which he manages to nurse back to health. So I we make a deal. He's trying to get back to Jerusalem because he doesn't know the disposition of his mother and sister, and I need a driver. So, hey, you scratch my back, I'll help you.
That's Morgan Freeman, whose energy I'm channeling in this Ben-Hur edition of Studio 5. Welcome back. The Ben-Hur story pits brother against brother and slave against an empire. It's an epic, action-packed film set in biblical times, but still very timely today. Here's your first extensive look at the film.
No matter where you're from, this ship is your body. That drum is your heartbeat. And your God is the glory of Rome. Praise for impact.
Ben-Hur is one of the greatest stories ever told, and producers Mark Burnett and Roma Downey are delivering new twists and turns in this $100 million film, based on the more than 130-year-old classic novel written by General Lew Wallace.
Crucified. No!
You guys don't do anything small, do you?
Yeah, this redefines epic, doesn't it? I think that's probably one of the most interesting things about Ben-Hur is that you have this fictional story set at this time in Jerusalem, and it gives a real historic and political context to the world into which Jesus was born. Very complicated time, a time of great civil unrest and injustice, and heartache and hurt for an enormous amount of people. And we're following the journey of these two brothers, Judah and Messiah, and that we literally just kind of bump into Jesus in the marketplace.
The story pits brother against brother. Jack Houston plays Judah Ben-Hur.
Should have stayed away.
You should have killed me.
You initially weren't going to try out for the role of Judah. You wanted to be Messiah, correct?
Yeah, I thought I had a better shot at getting Messiah initially. No, I think Messiah is one of the great characters. But it was a nice sort of segue into Judah because I think it gave me a very deep understanding of my brother and a deep love for my brother.
The brothers, Judah and Messiah, battle in a fierce chariot race where losing could very well mean dying. How much horse training did you have before coming to Ben-Hur?
Vast amounts. I mean, I was taught to ride a horse on Prince of Persia many years ago by the same people who taught us now to ride these chariots. But the training on this, we arrived, I think, 6 weeks before the actual production. And every day you're learning. And we shot the chariots for 3 months of the 6 months.
Toby Kebbell and Jack Houston did not use stunt doubles for these scenes, even as their horses reached racing speeds of more than 40 miles an hour. The speed at which you're going or during the circus, intimidating?
Yeah, I chipped a tooth, a stone hit me in the tooth. I got a wad. It can only be described as a wad of mouth froth, covered my whole vision. So I, as well as the blind driver, was covered. And then, of course, the dust is being kicked up. It was actually wonderful. I know that sounds repulsive, but it was actually a great experience.
Director Timur Bekmambetov guided the horse racing experience with cameras at every angle. He watched hours of NASCAR, Formula One, and motorcycle races to prepare. In shooting this, I understand you got a lot of inspiration from YouTube and Instagram.
Less Instagram, but more YouTube videos. And
how so?
Because it was really important to make this world looks real and relatable. And today's world, we are watching YouTube videos, and it's what we know about the world, how we know about the world, because we're watching YouTube videos.
The chariot race is what most remember from the critically acclaimed 1959 version of the film that starred Charlton Heston. Retelling this story is an opportunity many cast members hoped would come their way. This is a biblical period piece. How would you say this story is relevant to 2016 when audiences are going to see this?
This story is so relevant to today. I mean, there's been turmoil throughout history, but right now you're seeing so much negativity and you're seeing so much hate spewed out in response to hate. Martin Luther King said it best, darkness doesn't drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate doesn't drive out hate, only love can do that. And this film is about love conquering hate.
Production for this film lasted about 6 months, and it was shot in Rome at the very same location as the highly successful 1959 production. Still ahead on Studio 5.
But I'm still in a cage, and I hear mercy say now.
An epic film calls for an epic soundtrack. We're taking a listen to some of the tunes that you'll hear in the new Ben-Hur.
My name is Andra Day. The Only Way Out is a song that Dave Wood and I wrote for the movie Ben-Hur. The title is in reference to mercy. You can harbor this anger toward people in your life, or you can forgive. The themes in the song are the same as the themes in the movie. Believing in yourself, persevering in hope, faith. The concept of the video shoot was a straight, emotional conversation between myself and the audience, just to plant the seed in their mind that says, hey, mercy is your door to freedom.
Mercy is your door to freedom. That's the voice of Andra Day. The singing sensation went from singing outside a strip mall to being discovered by Stevie Wonder and his wife to going on tour with Lenny Kravitz. She lent her artistry to The Only Way Out. The song is featured in the Ben-Hur soundtrack, and it is what's playing in my ear.
I keep thinking that I have to make you fall the way I fell from your betrayal to bring me peace of mind. I won't let you move along, just walk away and wear a cape like you're some hero. I can't hear love 'cause we're at war and revenge is so loud and the drums are so proud. But I'm in a cage, and I hear mercy say I'm here now. And it's the only way out. But revenge is so loud, and the drums are so proud. But I'm still in a cage, and I hear mercy say now. Is the only way. Mercy is the only way out. Mercy gave me my way out.
Don't you just love the voice of Andra Day? That song is available on the Ben-Hur soundtrack, along with another beautiful song from For King and Country. The tune is titled Ceasefire.
How do we save a life? Pointing fingers. How can we end the fight this way? One blames the truth we're preaching, and lies on what we're believing. No one ever wins when the goal is to settle the score. One by one we will call for a ceasefire. One by one we will fight for a better end. One by one we can rewrite the headlines, standing side by side. One by one love is building an empire. One by one reaching out to our enemies. One by one we
Still ahead on Studio 5.
I did grow up with this story as very much part of our family life.
The great-granddaughter of the man who wrote Ben-Hur shares why the story still resonates today. We are almost out of time for this Ben-Hur edition of Studio 5, but before we get to the final word, let's take a look at what's in store for next week's Studio 5.
Oh, but I come to tell you at the end of the day, you're going to win. Why? Because it's all right. It's all right.
Pastor Shirley Caesar is a legend with more than 40 albums under her belt, a career that spans more than 50 years, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But the Grammy Award-winning artist has no plans of slowing down.
I believe now, seemingly, that my ladder, now, is going to be even greater than my past. I just thank God for that.
Studio 5 is in Raleigh, North Carolina, to sit down with the gospel great for an interview and an exclusive performance you won't want to miss. Be sure to join us for that next week. General Lew Wallace wrote Ben-Hur in 1880, and it became a bestseller across America. So I'm giving the final word to someone who knows the story better than anyone else. Wallace's great-granddaughter, Carol Wallace, who spent 6 months editing and rewriting the novel in lively contemporary language.
I did grow up with this story as very much part of our family life, and it is astounding, really, to have it back as a big, vivid cultural property, as a big, vivid cultural experience that a lot of people are going to have. I think that through Ben-Hur we can experience the process of digging deep and finding more than you thought you had in you.
So dig deep and you'll find there is so much more in you. That is the final word for now. Until next time, be sure to reach out and touch me at Ephraim Graham on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. And then come on back to see where Studio 5 takes you next week.